Hello there, Dick Benedict here. We're playing Vanquish on the PC on God Hard difficulty. This is my video guide and walkthrough for the aforementioned title and difficulty. We're currently on 5-1 and it is entitled Denouement. So the final act, guys. The curtain's closing pretty soon. And I will not be fucking vanquished. I don't give a shit what happens. I won't be vanquished. So the clear time on this stage is 13 minutes and 40 seconds, and as you can see by the runtime of this video, it's over 15 minutes. So that wasn't that bad, especially since I was taking my time on this because I love this stage. I love that there's a lot of confrontations here with Romanovs, and I don't think I've used the disc launcher to behead the N-type ones of these guys too much. So I wanted to show that you can do it to these guys too. I'm gonna use a colloquial expression and say there's just a lot of ways to skin a cat, and if you're not familiar with that, if you're international, you may have to look that up on Google. I try not to use regional colloquialisms and expressions when I can help it, just because I know there's a lot of people from the United Kingdom and everything that watch my videos. And sometimes things just don't translate. A lot of it does, but you know, there's some things that people can be confused by. Anyway, so let's try to minimize confusion as much as possible, though, as we make our way in here. But if you don't know what that saying means, in the United States, it basically means there are a multifaceted number of ways that you can do this. And what was I talking about? Oh, the killing of the Romanov ends. There's just a lot of things that you can do in this game as it is. So we've got a buzzard again, and then also for the boss of this chapter we'll have a crystal viper, and then in the next chapter we've got the Burns fight that I've always held to be pretty difficult. I remember exactly what I did last time, though. So, and then of course we've got what have heretofore been unbeatable bogey bosses at the end of the game, but which will be vanquished this time, because I certainly am not going to be fucking vanquished. You know, I'm not going to be vaporized. I'm not going to be vanquished. I'm not going to be killed. I'm not going to be fucked over, because nothing has ever meant more to me in a video game than beating this game. It just never has. Never will, never has. Buzzard's almost dead. We've got another spawn out here. Probably more Romanovs, but you do get a checkpoint. So they checkpointed midway through this guy's life. And of course that means nothing to you if you're doing a score rush. But no, it's no point in saying that. Are these the drill ones? I like the drill ones. The ones that I think are a little too easy are I really don't like the flamethrower ones and the ones that have the rockets. So I think my personal favorites are the drill. This guy, I love these guys. They're difficult, and I like the N's and the D's. I don't like the G's and the F's. I got on the turret and started shooting this guy, but that's only going to betray my position somewhat, and there's no need. He's going to expire. So this video is chock full of quick scoping. Up ahead, it's chock full of everything. I just wanted to tell you guys that there is some quick scoping. I usually don't do it because it's disingenuous, but I decided to do it this time, as long as I offer a bit of disclosure at the first. I decided to go ahead and do what I want. Have I ever used the laser cannon? The fucking laser cannon is a piece of shit. Yeah, so I don't know what it is. I think the Romanov N, since it's the first one you face in this game. Oh yeah, sorry. Let's talk about this. I'll return to that if there's time. Equip. Oh, this is. I thought this was pretty. I liked what I did over here personally. So And I could have done this on the rapid section too. So you know that the viewhounds can be instantly killed with an EMP if they're in flight mode and you toss an EMP underneath them. But since there's no ground underneath these ones, you couldn't even see them. It was done so quickly over there. But what I did is I threw an EMP into the air, and then I switched to the heavy machine gun, did a backflip, activated AR mode manually, and then I shot the EMP, and that dispersed the spread of the magnetic field in the air, and I killed those bitches. You've got to give me some credit for that, man. That was fucking badass. Just like that quick scope was right there. If it was. I don't know if that one in particular was, but there was like maybe 2 that I quick scoped. Because I'm trying to make myself look as good as I can. It's hard sometimes to do that when I already look so good. But anyway, it's just a joke, you guys. I'm just joking. Those lasers up there, you can't destroy right now. We need to plant detonations. I would be careful crossing that. I would have to evaluate exactly where you're not supposed to step, because I just slid willy-nilly across the bridge without really thinking to myself, where should I be or not. I just blindly went over there. But if I was doing a score run, I would definitely watch my back, as it were. I don't like these ones either. The guy, and see, the problem is these red gorgies down there are barricaded behind chicanes. So once the red gorgies, and I know I'm saying that wrong. I fucking hate that word. It's so stupid of a word. I looked it up in the dictionary too. It's not in the dictionary. I was trying to find a pronunciation for it, and then I looked for a pronunciation for denouement, and my dictionary doesn't even have it. So I had to look on Google, and then it took me to a YouTube video of some chick saying it. But what I was going to say, see these chicanes, how they're running at us now? I believe the reason for that is because they have nobody to go behind them. But I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? I don't know. They've got blown to smithereens over there, but I believe the reason why they came forward was because we killed all the red gorgies. Okay, now I believe we've got guys with turrets on the other side of this bridge. There must be a point at which you can just cross the bridge and just like ignore some enemies, but it would probably be tough. Probably would be tough. There was a little bit of quick scoping in that shot. I know there will be some quick scoping on this shot because I was lining my shot up just way too carefully. You probably saw it right there. Okay, and if you don't know what quick scoping is, it's basically falsifying when you're getting a headshot. You could look it up on Google. It might be in the Urban Dictionary. Anyway, you're not going to get a checkpoint quite yet. I will tell you just about where you get a checkpoint. We've got a BIA coming up too. I'm not sure if that's an acronym or an abbreviation. It can be pronounced phonetically, so I guess technically it's an acronym. But this is where you get a checkpoint, and then we are going to deal with the aforementioned BIA. Checkpoint here is really good too, but he's at the end of the hallway here, and there's actually another one after him too. But the spawns are all weird here, and I think many people who have played this can attest to that. But he starts off in bipedal form always. He does his transitions. Got a lot of life, And I try to utilize every piece of cover that will enable me to do the third-person cover trick, and it's really up to you if you want to stay close or far away from this guy. EMPs are just so helpful, so helpful. It would be hard to play this game without using them, honestly. He's got he does have a weak spot. I wanted to mention that because It's on his back, and it's seemingly protected by these shoulder flaps. So if you can try to break those away, you know, and expose the core that way, because most enemies do have a blatant weak spot on their bodies, but it's neither here nor there. But you will be facing one of these guys again in a minute, but we will be able to instantly kill him. See, oh, there it is right there. We must have broken something off. And now I'm just going to play cat and mouse with him. I think even in see, his tail does go through the geometry, and I think I think that that's not any kind of mistake or anything. I think that like the LFE gun, I think that it's just like it was designed that way, and it's blatant about it too. It goes through geometry. That's one of its attributes. It's like an attribute. It's pretty sad to have that for an attribute, but when you place the next explosive on the console, you'll see that there's another one of these guys too. However, if you get into this room over here, you can safely detonate it, and then since he's out here, he's going to get killed. I have no problem with that. I think that's actually quite interesting. It gives the player the choice of either fighting another one. If you enjoy fighting those guys so much, I think they're pretty cool. But did I must have clicked in the sticks at that point. So now what happens is you get a checkpoint, and you need to help support Bravo Company. You might notice that Burns is not with us. He's doing something suspicious. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing. They don't give you too much ammo here either. No quick scoping here, guys. So, use the turret sparingly. If I know correctly, then this is a forced engagement, so you have to do it, and you have to do it quickly if you're doing a score rush. So I would save the turret for. See, this is a good spot to stand over here to use the cover trick, and just always bear in mind that the heavy machine gun is empirically stronger than the assault rifle. The assault rifle has a power level of D, and the heavy machine gun has a power level of C. It's either that or it's E and D. Regardless, one is like one grade lower. And you only have to shoot the backpacks of those Romanov Fs as well. Pick up the rocket launcher over here, and then you can deal some damage. We've got some of the our favorite little shits, these blue Gorgies, the USG fuckers. And then unfortunately we've got a lot of waiting time as we get ushered into the boss chamber coming up. You've got to wait by the door. You've got to wait for Bravo Company to climb the stairs and regroup. So that's probably where there's just a lot of this, and then there's forced exposition over here and forced narrative. And be careful though, guys, because you don't get a checkpoint either over here. There's two guys. It's simple, but just, you know, you could get critically wounded and get killed. Then you'd have to do that turret section again. You don't want that to happen. But after those guys are dispatched, you will fight the Crystal Viper. Alright, here, ladies and gentlemen, here he is. He usually charges and gives you the X button prompted first, at which point I switch to my shotgun, and then I charge for 3 seconds and then release for my backhanded shotgun melee attack, which does, I think, double the rocket launcher damage. So I did come in here with the rocket launcher, but I quickly swapped it out for the shotgun. This form of the Crystal Viper is more difficult, as it should be. A boss should get progressively difficult. I also tried to dodge and then press X at the same time. It doesn't seem to work. You'll be standing around, and then he'll come back from his cloaking. he'll come out of his cloaking mechanism, um, uh, and then he'll either give you the X button prompt or he won't, and it's really like almost inhumanly fast of a reaction time that the game wants to force on you. It's absolutely crazy. So I was trying to preemptively do it, and it doesn't seem to work. I've also read that hitting his core only speeds up his regenerative process for a cloaking, so you might want to be aware of that, as tempting as it is to hit the red core. So it could be a red herring on the part of the game designed to fool you into hitting it. But I just find this pretty difficult. You've got your teammates trying to kill you with grenades again because they're idiotic. It happened at the end too. I trimmed it out right before they almost did it to me again. And I honestly don't not try to hit the core. I don't care. It doesn't seem to make that drastic of a difference if in fact what I read was true. So when he leaves, I don't test my reflexes. I can't press the X button that as quick as the game wants, and if you don't do it, I mean, that is to say, if you try to press X and he doesn't give you the prompt, like it's 99% chance you'll be dead. So that's what it boils down to. See, I was trying to do it there, but the game would not let me get away with it. And he often attacks your teammates too, but the shotgun and the heavy machine gun and the default weapons are the best. I mean, those all can carry you through the game. Take care, guys. I will see you on Burns, and then God keep us strong, the final bosses.